Hey there, this is Mr. Costando, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Map 1 for the BSSJ California project that we're working on. Alright, so the first thing we were asked to do in this project is to go outside and measure the BSSJ field. Now, when averaged together, the amount of feet that most people got was around 250 feet, so for our purposes today, I'm going to say that the BSSJ field is 250 feet. Now what we also need to know about this benchmark measurement is how many centimeters is it when we measure it on our page. So if we go ahead and measure this, your ruler will be more detailed than mine. It will measure out to be 4.7 centimeters. So this field is 4.7 centimeters on our paper. Okay? This benchmark measurement is going to help us figure out some larger distances, such as the BSSJ block, or even BSSJ to Myrtle Wyckoff all the way up here. Okay, so moving forward, let us now do some calculations with the information that we know. From our measurement on our page, we know that the field is 4.7 centimeters on our paper. From going outside, we know that's 250 feet. And when averaged together, the class average for time was actually 1 minute. Because we're talking about minutes down here on this table I have, I'm going to change that from seconds to minutes. Okay? But before we talk about time, let's talk about distance. So, what we know about the BSSJ block right now is not so much. So what we could figure out right now is the amount of centimeters that it is on our paper. So let's go back and measure it in centimeters. So here's the block, A to B. I'm going to line it up with the two stars here and then see what the benchmark is. Alright, it looks like that's about 8.5 centimeters. So now I'd go back and I'd write down for that BSSJ block, it's 8.5 centimeters. Now the question is, what is 8.5 centimeters in feet? Well, let's go on down to our table, make some rows. Let's fill in some information that we know. Well, from our benchmark measurement up here, we know that 4.7 centimeters is proportional to 250 feet. What we're trying to figure out is how many feet would be proportional to 8.5 centimeters. It's a big question here. Alright, so what I usually like to do when being asked a question like this is figure out what the unit value is, meaning how many feet would be proportional to 1 centimeter. Well, to go backwards, we know that 4.7 divided by itself will give us 1. And because these things are proportional, we would also divide our feet by the same value, 4.7. If we do this, we would have 250 divided by 4.7. It's going to give us 53.1914. I'm going to round it off to the hundredths place, so I'm going to call that 53.19 feet. So we know that 1 centimeter is 53.19 feet. Okay? So now from that, we could probably figure out what 8.5 centimeters is going to be. Alright? So if we know what 1 centimeter is, surely we could figure out what 8.5 times that amount of centimeters is. Okay, so doing some multiplication, we'll have 53.19 times 8.5. It's going to give us 452.115. So we've now just figured out how many feet the BSSJ block is. It's 452.115 feet. Okay? So that tells us that this right here is about 452 feet. Okay, that's what we just figured out. So now, what we want to ask ourselves is, how much time would it take to walk down that BSSJ block? Alright, so looking at time now, just erase some of these calculations here. Let's just make some rows here. Make some rows. Let me go ahead and fill in what I know right now. Well, what I know from my benchmark measurement up here is that it takes me 1 minute to walk 250 feet. I want to know how long is it going to take to walk this amount of feet, the distance to walk the block. So I want to know how much it's going to take to walk 452.115 feet. Okay, so we're looking for how long will that take in minutes. Alright, so again, it might be helpful to find the unit value being how long will it take us to walk 1 foot in minutes. So similarly, to get down to the unit value, we would divide 250 by itself. That will yield 1 foot. Because this is proportional in this situation, we would also divide our time by 250. Doing this will yield 0.004 minutes. Now, using this unit value, we could figure out about approximately how long it will take to walk down that block. So, we know how long it will take to walk 1 foot. Now we're asking how long will it take to walk 452 times that 1 foot. And similarly, doing this calculation, we would have 0.004 times 452.115. It's going to give us 1.8 minutes. Okay, so this will take about 1.8 minutes. And if you've walked that block before, then you know that, yeah, it's going to take about 2 minutes or so, you know, starting from here to here. That should take you about 2 minutes if you're walking at a steady pace, right? So our time is 1.8 minutes. We can think about it as about 2. So next, we're asked to find the distance to BSSJ, from BSSJ to Myrtle Wyckoff Station. If you feel like you need some assistance on that one, you could feel free to watch the next video. If you think you're okay with that, then see if you can do it on your own. Alright, so good luck, and if you need more help, feel free to watch the next video.